In the dark, wind-swept valleys of 30,000 years ago, humanity survived on fire and stone. Hunters chased mammoths, gatherers foraged for berries, and every breath carried the scent of survival. The world tasted raw, unfiltered, a harsh symphony of sweet and bitter that fed bodies and spirits. Yet, hidden within that harshness, nature offered secret ingredients: pungent roots, fragrant leaves, and mineral-rich herbs. Early humans, guided by curiosity, began to test these wild flavors against raw meat. They crushed leaves, crushed bark, and sprinkled them onto glowing coals, watching aroma rise. The first scent was smoky, earthy, a subtle promise of warmth that drew breath. With each trial, the taste changed. Sweet berries balanced bitter roots, herbs added depth. They discovered that a single pinch of crushed bark could transform raw meat into a feast. Soon, these experiments became rituals, with firelight flickering over shared meals, binding clans. Stories of the fragrant fire spread across camps, and trade of spice-like items began. A hunter returned with a pouch of crushed peppery bark, claiming it healed wounds. Others followed, bringing wild herbs from distant valleys, each trade a new flavor story. These early exchanges forged networks, linking tribes through taste and laying foundations of culture. The scent of spice became a symbol of ingenuity, a marker of shared identity. Years later, humans would travel continents, carrying these humble discoveries across oceans. From fire-kissed roots to fragrant herbs, the legacy of seasoning began with a curious spark. Today, every spice cabinet echoes that ancient experiment, a testament to human taste's evolutionary journey. In caves, elders marked the first seasonings on stone tablets, preserving flavors for future generations. Children learned to taste the difference between plain meat and meat kissed by wild herbs. They whispered recipes to one another, turning flavor into a shared secret language. These early tongues spread beyond tribes, influencing neighboring cultures, weaving seasoning into rituals. As migration followed rivers, the seeds of flavor traveled, crossing deserts and mountains. Thus, the humble discovery of seasoning became a cornerstone of humanity's shared palate. From that spark, humanity's taste evolved, shaping societies, economies, and the very essence of civilization for centuries. 30,000 years ago, life was a constant daily struggle for existence. Our ancestors roamed vast, often untouched, wild landscapes. Survival depended on their keen senses and raw physical strength. They hunted massive beasts and assiduously gathered wild plants. Their world was one of immediate needs and constant, ever-present threats. Food meant energy. Taste was truly secondary to mere sustenance. Every single decision centered on living just to see another dawn. Fire offered crucial warmth, vital protection, and cooked, nourishing meat. Cooked meat quickly became a fundamental and essential dietary staple. It was a harsh. The hunter's camp flickered with firelight, the scent of smoke weaving through the cool night air. Around them, the forest offered a hidden pantry of wild herbs, berries, and root vegetables. These natural flavors sat beside the raw meat, inviting curious taste buds to explore. They gathered crushed leaves, dried flowers, and fragrant bark, hoping to enhance the fire-cooked flesh. The first experiments were simple: a handful of herbs laid atop sizzling meat. As smoke curled, the aroma changed, turning the meat from plain to almost savory. They tasted cautiously, noting the new depth and the lingering warmth that soothed hunger. Success sparked curiosity. They began to mix different combinations, seeking stronger sensations. A bitter root added sharpness, while sweet berries softened the bite, balancing flavors. These discoveries spread like wildfire across tribes, each sharing their favored blends. Communities gathered to taste, to celebrate, to trade the prized flavoring materials. A ritual formed around the seasonings, marking seasons, hunting successes, and communal bonds. The first spice trade emerged, exchanging crushed bark and dried leaves across great distances. These exchanges taught the value of taste, turning simple meals into shared experiences. Over generations, knowledge of flavoring refined, shaping diverse culinary traditions in distant lands. Today, we trace our love for spice back to that first spark in firelight. The humble beginnings of seasoning echo in every sizzling dish, connecting past to present. Thus, the taste we cherish today roots deeply in the ingenuity of our prehistoric ancestors. Imagine early hunters gathering at dusk, their voices hushed by the crackling flames as flavors unfolded. They observed how the scent of rosemary or sage could calm a restless mind, reinforcing group cohesion. This awareness turned seasoning from a mere taste enhancer into a shared symbol of identity and belonging. Each new spice carried stories of distant rivers, mountain routes, and the daring spirit of exploration. The act of seasoning became a rite, a promise that tomorrow's meals would nourish body and soul. Thus, the humble practice of mixing herbs grew into an enduring legacy, shaping diets across continents. From those first smoky experiments, We inherit a palate that celebrates flavor, culture, and the shared human spirit. Across sprawling valleys, hunter-gatherers traced fire's glow, seeking sustenance beyond mere survival. Their daily trek uncovered roots, berries, and grasses that whispered hidden aromatics. Among these, pungent wild fennel and peppery mustard leaves teased curious palates. Animal carcasses, once merely roasted, began to mingle with crushed leaf fragments. The first accidental scent rose as smoke carried herb oils into hungry nostrils. Eager tribes observed that meat seasoned with wild herbs lingered longer, fueling stronger hunters. Trial after trial, they ground seeds, toasted bark, and mixed them with fire-kissed flesh. Each experiment sparked a chorus of delighted shouts, confirming flavor's power over hunger. Soon, rituals formed around these aromatic meals, binding clans through shared sensory experience. Elders guarded secret blends, passing recipes like sacred chants from one generation to the next. Traveling hunters carried spice fragments across rivers, sparking early exchanges of flavor knowledge. Trade routes emerged, not for tools alone, but for fragrant leaves and aromatic bark. Communities gathered at fire circles, swapping seeds, tasting distant herbs, forging alliances. These early spice markets sowed the foundations of culinary curiosity that would span continents. Centuries later, caravans would traverse deserts, bearing cinnamon, clove, and distant pepper. Yet the first spark ignited when a hunter mixed rosemary with fresh kill. That simple union taught humans that flavor could transform raw sustenance into celebration. Today, kitchens worldwide echo those ancient experiments, honoring the instinct to enhance taste. From campfires to modern ovens, the legacy of seasoning persists, linking past and present. Each pinch of salt, each dash of herb, whispers a story 30,000 years old. Children learn to recognize flavors, embedding sensory memory into cultural identity. Festivals revolved around spiced feasts, marking seasons and successful hunts. Artists painted herb symbols on cave walls, immortalizing the newfound joy. The aroma of smoked pine needles lingered, guiding travelers toward hospitable settlements. Even the poorest gathered crumbs of spice, believing it would appease spirits. Archaeologists now uncover charred seed fragments, confirming the ancient practice of flavor experimentation. These findings rewrite history, showing that taste was a driving force in human evolution. From humble foraging to global cuisine, the journey of seasoning endures, ever evolving. These ancient culinary quests began a tradition spanning millennia. Early humans unknowingly laid foundations for our modern kitchens. Their curiosity ignited a quest for flavor still burning today. Imagine their first taste of a perfectly seasoned meal. That moment sparked a revolution in human diet. It transformed mere sustenance into a shared experience. The simple act of adding a fragrant leaf changed everything. It elevated eating from basic necessity to sheer enjoyment. This basic desire for better taste propelled innovation forward. Communities exchanged precious herbs, spices, and cooking secrets. Trade routes emerged, driven by the allure of exotic flavors. From local plants, a global spice network slowly grew. These early discoveries significantly fostered cultural exchange worldwide. Every civilization across the globe developed its unique flavor profile. Indian curries, Mexican moles, Mediterranean herbs all share a common ancestor. They stem from that primal human urge to enhance food. We owe our diverse culinary landscape to those ancient experimenters. Their adventurous palates profoundly shaped our entire gastronomic heritage. Today, we stand on the shoulders of these ancient gourmands. Supermarket aisles overflow with countless exotic seasonings. We explore flavors from every corner of the earth. Yet, that core human impulse for flavor remains unchanged. We still seek that perfect blend, that exquisite taste. Every pinch of salt, every sprinkle of pepper, echoes their journey. The quest for flavor is a timeless human endeavor. It connects us to our distant ancestors in a profound way. They taught us that food is more than simple fuel. Food is culture, comfort, and a source of shared celebration. So next time you savor a delicious dish, remember its ancient roots. Remember the curious minds who first tasted flavor's magic. Their legacy lives on, enriching every meal we share. Our culinary world is a vibrant testament to their ancient discoveries. We continue their delicious journey, one seasoned bite at a time.